Stephen Jules Radio Show.
Welcome, hope you're all well tonight, Saturday evening tonight, wherever you are. Had a couple of beers tonight, trying to play Ghost Recon Wildlands, and oh my god, I'm having a hard time with that game. I did want to address a couple of things as well. I was going through my YouTube comments today about apparently there was some audio quality issues that some people were not happy about, or the podcast was having some audio problems. I do apologise for that because I'm trying to open my. It could be too Rumble as well, is having a lot of traffic on their servers. That can also impact how audio quality as well. Don't want to drop my beer. That too. The other issue is internet connection can be causing the same problem as well. That can that can cause problems too with the streaming quality, of course. What else? Yeah, weather too. We had to get the TV antenna changed. I think it was this week or last week because of natural disasters. That's what weather does as well. So I do apologise for that. There's things that I can't help. But yeah, as I've said, it's this is what podcasting is about. It's about learning how to adapt. Ah, shit, just dropped something. Anyway, so let's on with the show. Well, welcome everyone. It's just good to sit tonight outside after trying to play some video games and getting my, basically trying very hard. Good thing about video games, really takes my mind off stuff. Honestly, it does. It helps a lot. We've got all this bad stuff going on in Lebanon and Israel. Inflation has apparently come down as well, so that's good for Australians. Cost of living pressures, of course, that's also happened. Yeah, like I said, it's when you watch the presidential debate, and we will talk about NDIS and National Disability Insurance Scheme tonight on the show, because those are issues that need to be addressed and spoken about. Okay. Because I'm getting to the point where I'm fed up of people ripping people off with disabilities, okay, and vulnerable Australians out there. Now, you get politicians as well, Anthony Albanese getting all these freebies and going on holidays, but writing them off as a business expense through the taxpayers as well, flying first class in the luxury Qantas lounge, getting freebies, which is just unfair. Okay. You've got society as well that want to push to a cashless society, which is stupid in my opinion, because I feel that, to me, I will keep talking about the dangers of a cashless society, of course. Okay. Now, going on from this, all right, I'm getting fed up of the censorship and the cancel culture that's been going on as well with YouTube and Instagram. I mean, good on Dr. Phil for getting out there and basically standing up for the American population and the American people, all right? Because the American people out there need someone like Dr. Phil in their lives to help with change, of course, all right? Now, obviously, we've seen the destruction of what Joe Biden has done. Now, just look at it like this. Now, Kamala Harris, honestly, in my opinion, Kamala Harris is an amazing woman to have taken and stepped up to campaign for the Democrats. You got Jennifer Lopez as well talking on stage. Elon Musk too, talking on stage as well. So, Kid Rock standing up for free speech. That's some good stuff, actually. That's some very good stuff. We need more of our world leaders to be standing up for freedom of speech in the world. A picture like this. I'm just sick and tired of all the censorship and the cancel culture that's going on. Today I published an article on Medium about free speech. I think it was free speech for social media or something like that. I named it. And I spoke about why using different platforms like Gab Social, Getter, Truth Social, X, is more of a Republican platform than the left-wing platforms were. Now, I don't think people will trust Dr. Fauci, okay? Does anyone trust Dr. Fauci? I mean, at one point I thought Dr. Fauci was pretty cool, but I don't trust him. Yes, you got Chris Bowen going on about solar panels and building things out of solar panels and net zero carbon emissions as well. A broken NDIS system in Australia, a broken my aged care system in Australia. More of the NDIS, which I will talk about, and fraudsters out there. But is the NDIS scheme going to be around in the next 5 years? Because there's already been a lot of shit that's happened to it. They've had to really crack down on it, and to me, I'm sick of, dodgy carers out there taking advantage of people with disabilities. There's been people with disabilities die in the NDIS system. And some of these workers should be held accountable. And I mean, shame on them for that stuff, all right? Shame on them, and I'll tell you why. Because it's like this. It's a taxpayer-funded system. Who funds the NDIS? Okay, guys, the taxpayers fund it. Who funds the my aged care? The taxpayers fund it. And you get politicians who are bludgeoning off the system and going on their nice fancy 5-star holidays while people with disabilities are getting ripped off. And you tell me how that's Australian. It's very un-Australian. Yeah, politicians who Malcolm Turnbull, ScoMo, Tony Abbott, Albo, Julia Gillard, all living in their nice fancy houses, living the luxurious lifestyle. And while you guys have to, it seems to me it's just basically not fair, isn't it? They think they can just get away with this sort of stuff. All right? Because it really is not fair at all. Okay? I believe that, how do I say it? People with disabilities out there have a right to get ahead in the world, of course. And what I don't like too is you get so-called people in families out there that think they know what they're doing. They organise caseworkers to come over through the aged care and basically do nothing. And then at the end of the month, they want to get paid their invoice. This is the problem that's going on with these government departments not helping people, because stupid people out there think they know what they're doing when they don't. I just get fed up with it. And I have to talk about these issues on this show. I think was it yesterday? It was on Thursday as well. We ended up getting like a storm or something. And I don't know. Australia lately is just gone to the shit. honestly, because you can't rely on these government departments. I'll tell you that for a fact. Okay? You just cannot be relying on government departments out there. Okay? Because it seems to me that the way that these systems are set up, I mean, good on Bill Shorten for willing to crack down on the scheme and help Australians on the NDIS. But then for my own caseworker to talk to me and say, well, what if the NDIS ain't going to exist anymore? This is a question I want to ask everyone out there who is on NDIS or my aged care is, what if the NDIS is not going to exist ever again? How are people with disabilities in Australia going to get the help that they deserve? Now, that's an interesting one, isn't it? Okay. Because it's going to be, yeah, not good at all. Now, as you know, I've had my shit fights with the NDIS as well. I'm sure a lot of people have had shit fights with the NDIS, but there has been some good that's come out of it. Providers out there who think they can get away with price gouging people's funding, and basically they think that they think they can get away with ripping the government off. Well, good luck to you, because when this scheme first started, like I said, I'll keep talking. I can remember all these, sitting down at the table with actually my grandparents at the time when this all started out, right? And basically, all these different case workers cold calling the phone, putting a lot of confusion. I even had there was one case worker that did a cold call at 7 o'clock at night one time. No, I had a pretty bad day. I wanted to have a sleep, and then my grandma says, "Oh, you got a phone call, Steve." I'm like, "Who the hell's this? I don't know you." And I'm fed up of people being exploited by the system. I'm sick of it. And no, seriously, I'm really fed up with it. I'm over it. Because it's starting to bug me. And it's important that these issues are talked about. Okay? Yeah, you look at it like this. Has the National Disability Insurance Scheme helped people the way that they've promised? What you can, and it gets so complicated. See, the problem with the system is they will go and help with speech therapy, occupational therapists, psychologists, but they won't provide funding for psychiatrists, which is, if you have mental health or mental illness, and some people do, and they need those services, which are essential. Why can't they do that? Or a chiropractor. Not everyone can afford private practice. Now, we're lucky we're not like the United States of America, where it's very overpriced. And Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is actually talking a lot about how the broken healthcare system is. In America, here too, depending where you are on your income, no, not everyone can afford these services, which is quite difficult actually. Which leads me to my next point on that there is certainly problems with the National Disability Insurance Scheme that I'm not happy with. Now, and I will be honest with you, I'm not happy with everything the NDIS has provided. But it's there. It's better than nothing. I just wish that our government departments can start helping more people properly and not being in it so they can get a paycheck and bludge off the taxpayers' money as well. So that's the point I'm trying to make, where to me, how do I put it? I often get asked this question, is where are you going to go if you have to move out of home? And it's something I'm prepared to do. And I believe, people, look, sooner or later at the end of the day, we're going to face these big decisions in our lives. And these government departments need to be helping people with this stuff of especially moving out, or because often hear the term, and I can remember, guys, when I was in, oh shit, just dropped me beer, fuck. When I was in my younger years, when I was 18, turning around 18 years old, that always had people micromanage me, and people only wanted what was their interest for me to do. Okay. Now, I pretty much get sick and tired of government departments out there promising people, yeah, we'll find you a job and all that, we'll help you move out of home, and using all the marketing tactics to try and keep clients in job providers and job agencies, and saying, oh, well, how are you going to, you need a job to move out of home so you can get extra money. I get this too from my caseworker. Oh, you're going to need extra money to move out of home. And I mean, we've seen, given the current circumstances of the job market out there. And, getting told that need an occupational therapist so we can help you find a job. I've even had one of my cousins said to me, literally, no woman's going to date you because you don't have a job and you're not moved out of home. Let me tell you something. I'm fed up with people out there who think they can point the finger at me and get personal when it's family. I'm not going to name anyone. When I'm a content creator doing something that I love, so why should I go and trade time for money? The great entrepreneurs who have been successful, like Joe Rogan, The Rock, they've had a lot of failed business adventures. Not everything works. But then for someone in my own fucking family to do that is personal. It's even worse, actually, when family puts you down. So I just get sick and tired of caseworkers as well that, we'll help you find a job, but they never do. Comes down to what you want at the end of the day, okay? And especially when they get pushy and start passing your number on to other providers and you get phone cold calls. I'm telling you how the system is, guys. It's micromanaging. And you can't micromanage people with disabilities. You end up making them worse. So a lot of parents, they think they can micromanage their kids with disabilities, but really it makes them worse. It does the opposite effect. At the end of the day, when you become a man, which I am, I'm 31 years old. Okay, it's because when you're born different, people treat you different, especially in business. When you look up to the greats like Napoleon Hill and all the great people in history like Mozart, Beethoven, George Washington, Benjamin Franklin, Abraham Lincoln, these men were different and they had brilliant minds to be successful. So any of these fuckwits in your family that want to put you down, I just not going to take notice of you. And it's worse when your family do that to you, actually. You know that? Oh, that's good stuff. Having a cigar. It's yes, it is true, and I will agree that with goal setting, you have to be realistic with your goals, of course. Okay, I've achieved 1,000 Instagram posts, and that's something I'm very proud of. Proud of all my achievements, despite all the censorship and the shadow banning that's going on. I guess as a content creator, you just got to hang in there. But this is what it is. It's very important to be speaking about these issues about the National Disability Insurance Scheme. Has it helped Australians like it was promised? Okay. Tech platforms out there that want to silence people. All right, I'm fed up with it. Okay. Oh man, crazy people out there. Very crazy people. Look, I've never really been a big nightlife person. You see, Robert, when I was watching on Instagram today, Robert F. Kennedy Jr. with Dr. Phil sort of doing a panel thing. Now, apparently, 50 years ago, we didn't. So we're talking from the United States of America. about ADHD, anxiety, depression, autism, Tourette syndrome, psychosis. I mean, a lot of this stuff's been around even before it was discovered. Why is it now in say the 21st century we've had this mental health crisis? More because of the COVID, more because of the pandemic has caused the mental health crisis. And yes, Dr. Phil was right. He saw it from day one what it was going to do. Yes, COVID is bad, but it's more what it did to mental health. I can remember back in March 2020 when Dr. Phil was on his YouTube. I think he was doing fill in the blanks. When COVID shut down the season, he had a choice. He could have taken his vacation, because he's got a nice big mansion and a tennis court. All right. But he decided to work and create content. And now he's got his own new Merit Street Media, which is really good. I've got a lot of respect for Dr. Phil. He's very experienced in psychology. Roughly over 30 years of experience in psychology. Okay. Now, it's interesting that Dr. Phil is focusing on US politics at the same time. And good on him for that. Good on him. Good on him for it. Because these issues, they actually do need to be addressed, okay? They need to be addressed and they need to be spoken about, all right? Now, it's also important to basically pick your friends wisely and pick the people you hang out with are the ones that determine your success, all right? Now, if you hang out with dickheads who think that they know what they're doing, they know what they're talking about, they're gonna be a bad influence on you. All right, so this is why it's important as content creators to have the right mindset. It's all important to have your mindset, okay? Because mindset is very important, all right? I mean, good on Joe Rogan for sitting down with Donald Trump and interviewing Donald Trump one-on-one. You know, I remember the time when Donald Trump shaved Vince McMahon's head bald. That was funny. I think Steve Austin stunned Donald Trump as well. Donald Trump building his own golf courses, getting into real estate. I mean, good on him for building his golf courses. It's actually good to see him building golf courses, actually. Well done to him. Okay. So that's how it is. See, whenever people get successful in the world, people start to get jealous. They start to ridicule people, start to slander people, all right? And that's not good at all, okay? So that's basically the issue that we are facing at the moment, all right? is our attack on freedom of speech. All right. And that's the problem we have going ahead. But it's important to basically how do I say it? Look ahead for the future. And just understand that we can only take one day at a time, all right? Now, taking that one day at a time is very important. And not letting social media be the be-all and end-all. Social media can be a very bad influence on us, on our mental health, all right? And that's the problem that we have, okay? And look at it like this, all right? The school system has not done a very good job in teaching us how to become better people out there, all right? It's quite sad that the Department of Education doesn't teach us life experience, because life experience is what has the answers for us, okay? Now, put it this way, all right? You've got to believe in yourself at the end of the day to go and get ahead with what you want to accomplish. All right. I quite enjoy having the time to sit down here and share my experience with the world, okay? Now, I will say I will apologize for any audio quality issues here on Rumble. That I'm obviously doing this on the live audio, so maybe Rumble needs to fix this if they're listening to me at the moment. I wanted to talk about social audio apps to cancelling people. And basically, just I believe that a lot of these platforms out there, guys, should be giving people a fair go. All right. And it's just important to believe in yourself at the end of the day, all right? And just just take one day at a time, because that's all you can do. All right, is just take one day at a time. I thought I'll leave it there for tonight, guys, because I feel that I've covered everything that I've needed to speak about the National Disability Insurance Scheme, of course, going on. So I hope you've enjoyed the show. Take care, everyone, and have a good night.